The way I view this particular poem or chapter, this poem is mostly about heaven and earth being in nature, the way that we live on this planet as being quite cruel. And I think Lao Tzu is saying that nature, life, is cruel to all life on this planet. For examples, I was thinking about this. We have 18, I'm sorry, we're going to be talking about some negative things right now. And that is, we have 18 super volcanoes on this earth. Maybe we have a few more that we haven't discovered. But in the United States alone, we have 2. But the 2 that we have, one of them, can anybody name the major one that we have in the United States? Well, actually, Yellowstone. If you would believe, Yellowstone Park has perhaps the largest super volcano in the world. Then we have another super volcano somewhere in Washington State. So we have 2 super volcanoes. To give you a perspective alone, just about the volcanoes on this earth, to give you an example, back around 1990, 91, 92, in the Philippines, the largest eruption in the 20th century was around 1991, 1992 in the Philippines. The volcano's name, I think, was Pinatubo. And we were going through a drought period back in California. In California, we were going through a drought period. And when that volcano went off, okay, within a year, it threw so much stuff out into the atmosphere, ash and stuff, that it darkened the planet a little bit. But it also changed the weather patterns on the West Coast. And we went from drought conditions in 1991 or 1992 to 3 or 4 years or more of heavy rains, and went through a wet period, and it did the drought. The same thing happened in the 21st century. We're going through a terrible drought all through the West Coast, through California, Arizona, Nevada. Terrible. And then all of a sudden in 2021, and I can't remember the name of this volcano is under the water in somewhere around, I think, Indonesia and Australia. And it went off, and it is the largest eruption in the 21st century. And why aren't people saying right now we're going through a wet period in California? And I believe probably when after the scientists get through 4, 5, 6 years of studying it, they'll probably say that the volcano that was even stronger than the one in the 20th century, Pinatubo.
But I look at this chapter as that it can happen in our daily life, like the vegetable that we eat yesterday or this morning. This morning I have a bowl of vegetable. So those vegetables, they were growing, but then the farmers cut them. Isn't this humane?
Right.
The corn that we have is it a human? So what about the carrot? The carrot was enjoy his or her growth under the ground, yet the farmer yank it out. So when we interpret this chapter, we can look at it from our kitchen table. It can talk about the life of a vegetable. Heaven and earth are not human, but the life of the vegetable have to be cut in order for the human to consume. So that's one aspect. But another aspect is that the lifespan of our human life. How long do we live nowadays? Probably 80, 90 will be a desirable age in terms of longevity. But eventually people is going to die. So why heaven and earth want to cut out humans' life after 80 or 90 years old? In this sense, heaven and earth are not humane because life just cannot go on and on and on and on and on. So when in the middle of the chapter, it talks about move back and forth and never stop using it. So the farmer have to continue to grow the vegetable and continue to grow it. And in the end, it's going to cut the vegetable for the human to eat. And as far as the human life, we always cherish a baby's birth, but until a human is grown to a certain age, that person have to die. It will not, heaven and earth will not allow the human to live forever.
All these creatures, living creatures, including us, you can say that if we, as long as we continue to be useful to the cycle of life, we can maintain our life, we can continue to live. And then once we are not useful, then pretty much we are eliminated from this life.
We have to understand the history behind this chapter. So Lao Tzu was living in a very chaotic time. So people are being treated like straw dog. People have to pay heavy tax. The granary their granary are being confiscated to the government. So in the end of the harvest time, maybe they only have a few left for themselves, but a lot of them have to contribute or turn over to the higher authority. So at that time, people do not take death seriously. They want to rebel. They want to fight with the government. They don't really care about death because, they don't care about life because they cannot make a living anyway. There's no food, there's no money. So whether they live or not, they don't care. But in chapter 80, Lao Tzu is talking about when things are going to simplicity, people enjoy their life. They enjoy simple clothes. They enjoy simple food. So when they enjoy their life, then they will take life seriously. So they don't want to die. So in Lao Tzu's time, where the higher authority will treat them like a straw dog, they treat them not human. They don't care about life. They don't mind being dead, but in a simple lifestyle, people will take death seriously. So this is the background for 80. And then and then here goes on the government spends so much money on the armor and weapons, and then spend so much money on the boat and carriage, but people don't really care because they just enjoy the time in their village. And they enjoy, as you can see that in the middle part, it says that the people tie knots in ropes instead of writing. So their lifestyle is really simple. And in each neighborhood, there's people have their livestock, they have their chicken, they have their dog, and they don't really need travel because they don't really need travel. So they don't need carriage, they don't need boat. So chapter 80 just talk about nowadays what people really want. In my home, I have 15 chickens. So when I tell people that I have 15 chicken at home, people will say, wow, I really like your lifestyle. What do you do at home? I say, well, in the morning, I go out to visit my chicken, and then I feed my chicken, and then I go back to my home. And then when I hear them crawl, I go back to visit them and see if they need anything else. And then I go back my home. So this is the lifestyle that I have. So people really enjoy this kind of lifestyle. And of course, I don't want to die because this kind of lifestyle is just so beautiful. I want to enjoy life as much as I can. And in the end, Lao Tzu say people don't travel and they don't come into conflict with other side. So in my translation, Naman, can you go to my chapter 80? In my translation, it's more of a literal version. And the end, it says, the last sentence, it says, they will become old and die. yet they will not need to reciprocate. Nowadays, people need to reciprocate. Is it your birthday? Okay, I'm obligated to give you a birthday gift. It's my birthday, then I expect some gift from you. Same thing like Christmas. We do gifting a lot. We do this kind of gifting as a norm, as an expectation. And sometimes if you don't meet that expectation, you will be considered rude, right? But in Lao Tzu's perception is that in that kind of lifestyle, people don't need to reciprocate with gift, and there's no need to remember. Oh, is it your birthday? My birthday? Okay. New Year's Day is coming. I need to give my mom's money to wish them longevity. So anniversary. Oh my God, in India, people celebrate more holiday. They have like Diwali, and there's so many kind of things. So people need to reciprocate as if, and if they don't reciprocate, you will hear a lot of gossip about you later on. So Lao Tzu really want us to go back to the life of simplicity. So from this chapter, we can really know that Lao Tzu does not want technology. Lao Tzu does not want plastic bag. Lao Tzu does not want artificial things in our life. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, may I just also say, that Lao Tzu is talking more about a spiritual life,
Yes.
a smaller planet with fewer people on it. But at the same time, I've been thinking a lot about, and this chapter, he does say, though there are boats and carriages, there is no need to ride in them. Yes.
Mhm.
But what he's also saying is, I do believe that he believes in having a kind of a backup, that
Mhm.
we need to test technology, maybe, and he does kind of say that if build have weapons for defense but do not fight. Maybe we should never ever have come up with plastic, for example, because the problems that we are creating now with all this plastic is just a nightmare. Ruling a large nation resembles the frying of a small fish. When the nation is ruled in agreement with the way, even demonic forces lose their influences. This isn't to say that demonic forces have no influence. Rather, what it means is that they will not impair anyone. The spiritual person, too, does not impair anyone. If through the utilization of these two powers, no impairment is incurred by anyone, then the virtue gained is shared by everyone.
Second line here, ruling a large nation resemble the flying of a small fish. And you say, what does fish has to do with the nation? So here is talking about pain frying. It's not deep,
Right.
deep fry. So when you pain fry a small fish, we have to be careful, right?
Right.
We have to
Right.
turn it very gently, cannot turn it too fast, because if we turn it too fast, the fish will get messed up. And then the timing is also important too. You cannot continue, you cannot flip here, like you cannot flip back and forth. It's preferred you only flip one time. So imagine the government give the government some kind of rule, and then tell the people, okay, you do this, and then change rule, and then change rule. So this is like pan frying a small fish. The fish will get messed up, right? So when the government have so much rule being changing back and forth, the people will also cannot live in their life. So that's the point on frying a small pan fry, not deep fry. Because if it's deep fry, we don't have a problem. Let me start from the Chinese. 治大国若烹小鲜，以道器临天下， 其鬼不神，非其鬼不神，其身不伤人。非其身不伤人，圣人亦不伤人。夫两不相伤，不得交归焉。Governing the big state is similar to cooking small fish. Using Tao to administer to the people in the world, the spirit will not cross the boundary of deities. Not only the deities will not cross the boundary of deity. No, I'm sorry. Not only the spirit will not cross the boundary of deities, the deity will not harm people. Not only the deities will not harm the people, the sage will also not hurt the people. Both do not harm each other. Thus, this is where all virtue intersect and return to Tao. So just like in the yin and yang picture, there's the white part and the black part, they intertwine, they intersect. So there must be some kind of interaction. Just like the man and the woman need to have interaction in the duality. So the duality have to have some kind of interaction, and then eventually it's going to harmonize in certain way. That's how Tao and De intersect each other and eventually return to the Tao. Travers has a question. What's the difference between spirits and deities? So in Chinese, the character here, it means the spirit or a ghost. So ghost, sometimes it has a negative connotation. So what is ghost? Ghost is the human who die will become ghost. So it sounds scary, but I like to call it spirit. So the ghost can help people, but can also harm people too. Ghosts, we all heard that sometime, like when we purchase the house, we say, okay, I bought a haunted house. But sometimes the ghost inside of the house does not hurt people. They just want to create some kind of noise to get some of your attention. But some of the ghosts will make your life miserable. And then so we will have this, we will invite master or ghost hunter to take care of the ghost, to talk to the ghost, so that the ghost will not disturb human. So in other words, spirits is spirit and ghost, depends on how you look at it. It's basically just human form, but it's human without a human form. In other words, if we all die, we will all become spirit and become ghost. Spirit and ghost are synonymous. And what about deities? Deity are it's also human too. Deity are also from human. Deity are considered human who have done good things in their life. Therefore, they become deities, and they come with certain powers. They can do things, but they can only become deities for 500 years or certain years. But their lifespan in the spiritual realm, it has its cycle too. Eventually, they have to come back to earth. So in other words, deity are considered good spirit, and the spirit and ghost are considered like it has a negative connotation to it. I hope that answers your question. So here in chapter 60, it says that not only the ghost will not cross the boundary of deity, because the ghosts, they are formless, but they do have some power. Oh, I would not say power. They have some ability to disturb humans' life. They have the ability to disturb deities' routine, because deities sometimes they want to help human, so that the ghost can make it a chaos out of it. So so the chapter is talking about the deity will not harm the people, and the spirit should not harm the people.
In the end, in order to bring things together totally, one must go through those boundaries, and the one that is able to is the sage, is able to pull things together and
Yes,
bring things together. And as far as in answering environmental problems, the climate change, in my view, in order to do that, one must pull all of this stuff together into a unity, and to be able to answer these incredible questions about climate change and how we deal with our environment.
yes, yes, yes.
And as you said in the beginning, governing the big state is similar to cooking small fish. You have to be incredibly careful to
Correct.
cook the fish properly, to get it all together so that everything works. I think it's coming to around 12 o'clock. Should we open it up to
Yes.
more?
Yeah. So hold on. Let me just add one more thing. So the skulls should not harm the people. The deity should not harm the people, and the sage or the government officials should not harm the people. But the interaction comes that they can help the people. They can inspire the people, motivate the people. So this is where the virtue intersect. Because on the second to the last, it says both do not harm each other, but they do help each other. They can inspire each other, and they can intersect each other in a good way, not in a bad way.
And I'm just going to ask people a question. What do you do with trash here? We've got, here I have this thing. I took this picture right around Christmas time, and we went to various restaurants and took out food. Each one of these packages has a little triangle on the bottom of it, and yet half the time I don't even know what to do, where to put this stuff. In our house, we have 3 different trash cans. A larger one where we put various things that are not easy to, reprocess or whatever. Then we have these that can be turned back into other plastic things, and then paper too. Then we have compost, a little trash can to put paper and coffee grounds and various things that can easily break down into, that could be put, into the dirt, and that they will break down within a few weeks or a month or something like that. But
I want to make a comment. Thank you for putting so much effort to sort out everything. Last year, I live in an apartment, and then I do my best to sort it out. So there's a trash and then the recycle area. So I put them separately, and I dump them in a different trash bin. And then my son came to talk to me. He said, "Well, the trash company just come. They dump both bin together." Well, so sometimes we do the best we can, but the trash can and the trash company, they don't follow through accordingly. So what can we do?
I have a kind of question, or I would like to hear your feedback. So I had a Christmas kind of party with my family, and I have everything I need at this moment. But not of my relatives bought gifts for me, but like sweater, pants, and frying pans. But those things are something I already have. So I don't need them, but I don't know what to do.
it would be better to not let the people that you got a gift from know that you're going to give it away or something. But in the end, you can, maybe give it to a family member or something later on, say a few months later, hold on to it for a few months. And then if you really don't need it, if you have no need for it, give it to someone that you might think would have a need, a son, a daughter, or someone else. But it would be better not to give it back, try to give it to the person who, just, I think Travis wrote something. I noticed that.
Donate if your heart would let you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Travis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't like to give Christmas gift. I just give money. I think money is more useful. People can buy whatever stuff they wish for. Because to buying stuff from Target, Walmart, sometimes maybe you are just buying something that the people don't need. Now, what about you?
Yeah, I
Thank you,
think that's
Vicky, for
the
such a great.
Chinese or Indian way. That's the Chinese or Indian way to give money. So, they can buy the gift that they want. So that's very useful. Giving money is much better than giving a gift.